Boys, we are here with my Kengan Omega Chapter 115 review. No time to mess around, links are always in the Discord, let's begin. The title of the chapter is The Silent Nightmare. Begins with more respectable shit between Lu Dongchen and Nitoku. We actually have Dongy Boy helping Nitoku back to Team Kengan as he's pretty much too injured at this point, can't really walk on his own. We have Okubo screaming, and throughout this whole chapter we just have Okubo crackhead energy to its fullest. And as Dongchen is walking away, he also says to Nitoku that he always is welcome to join Purgatory if he, wants to, which is something good to note. I talked about this in my prediction video that Nitoku's initial motive before it changed during this fight was his riding, so theoretically he would be better off as a Purgatory fighter as it's safer, and I'm guessing he can make money easier to, continue his riding passion. But as we know, that kind of changed near the end of the fight, and his current passion now is, fighting. But yeah, it's good to see that. And we also have the Mad Lad Galang talking some shit to Dongchen. He says, "You've noticed it as well, haven't you? Naiden's death wasn't just bad luck during the match." And his response, "Are you mocking me? I've known that from the very start." Not too sure about that one, Dongchen. Didn't seem like you realized that from the start. But that doesn't mean I've come to terms with it. This isn't over yet. So he's not going to go after Ryuki at this minute, but he may end up doing something in the future. But I don't really see Lu Dongchen going for his, revenge killing anytime soon in the story. And then we have Gaolang and Oma talking about why the worms actually revealed themselves, which is a good question. Maybe Naiden had a reason to reveal himself to get Ryuki to fight him, but the other two, or Lu Tien, didn't really have a reason apart from potentially wanting to fight Kano. They could have other reasons, and this is their only way to really do it. But as we know, Lu Tien showed that he was part of Worm after already getting Kano to fight him. So his reason for revealing his thing is kind of iffy. We're not 100% sure why they're actually revealing that they're part of Worm. And Kazi also mentions that they could have easily, if Kengan wins this tournament, joined, to become part of Kengan without anyone really knowing that they were Worm until they actually, revealed it. So yeah, that's something good to note. And we also see that Rito is back on Team Kengan side, and we have him and Koga talking about the Worm, how they have no idea what's going on because they weren't present for the explanation that Kazi had given to both, teams of however many chapters ago. And then from there we cut to Cosmo, Adam, and some other people who are watching the fight. And also we see Cosmo's master and Joji, with them making the excuse that they're going to find some alcohol with, this top tier line from Joji, "Alcohol is life." But we know their real motives, that we get to see these, pretty menacing, creepy faces from them. Okay, let's go greet the worms that took care of Koga. So maybe we're going to see Joji and Cosmo's master find the ZG and maybe participate in the, war or battle that's going to happen between the Wu and Kure clan. Maybe they'll meet Mutaba or someone else. But yeah, them two are off on the hunt to, do some, as they say, greetings, which is pretty cool. And we may actually get to see them fight properly in Kengan Omega, which is very hype for all us Fist of the Seeker fans. And then finally we get to see our boy Mutaba again, with him saying the following: "Good grief, that was a short vacation. Well, whatever, I'll be making a lot of money anyway. The only shame is that I won't get to see his match." But we see that he's in like this army getup now, so Mutaba is on a mission and he's going to get a lot of money, so maybe he's going to assassinate someone. But whatever he's doing, it's most likely very serious. And then we get to see who's fighting next. We have our crackhead energy clown boy Okubo walking out screaming, "Here I am," with the commentators, the king of combat. And his opponent, as I predicted, is Tarashi, with his nickname being the Silent Nightmare, which is pretty badass. But let's question something right now. Tarashi looks a lot lankier and a lot skinnier than what he previously looked in any other panel we got to see him, and he does look kinda goofy in his walkout, if I'm being honest, but does convey his, insane height, which I'll get into soon. We have, them two preparing, Kazi thinking about how out of the remaining 3 matches they can't afford to lose even one. They question a little bit what's with the mask, a cosplayer or something, and more crackhead energy from Okubo. And then Okubo saying that a cosplay or nothing actually causes Tarashi to start laughing. And he talks about how he's a sucker for gags like that, and how he's a fan of this, you know, specific type of comedy, just Japanese comedy. I have no idea what it is. It has an explanation from the translators on the side here, but this some specific Japanese comedy. And then this, as we see some aura around Tarashi, he's not a public figure like me. Or this is from, you know, Okubo's perspective. He's not a public figure like me. Looks like he's born and bred in the underground, which is as expected. We then cut to Team Purgatory seeing Faye, Lolong and Carlos, with Faye saying the following. This is about Tarashi. What he knows about him includes him transferring over from Bishamon. As we know, Purgatory pretty much took over the organization or absorbed the organization Bishamon, similar to what they're planning to do with Kangen here. But when he was part of Bishamon, he hardly had much of an impact in these matches, so he was pretty unknown. And also remember a little character by the name of Nezu, who was a former champion of Bishamon. So as a whole, I don't really expect too much from that organization. And then we also learned that he's only had one fight in Purgatory, and that was in the B class. And that one fight alone caused the CEO of Purgatory to choose him as one of the 13 representatives. So whatever he did in that match must have been pretty impressive. And a few chapters ago, when we had Tarashi talking about how alongside him and Nicholas, he's like the, you know, the trashers on Team Purgatory, that was pretty much a baseless lie, or it was based off win record because he is a fairly new fighter for Team Purgatory, which does make Tarashi seem a lot more menacing considering all the stuff we thought he was. We thought he was just some trash bag that would lose every fight and was kind of a troll character, but now that we learn he was kind of this chatting shit, and man hasn't actually lost a fight before, as he's only had one fight and that was against a B class fighter. And that impressed the CEO Purgatory dude enough to get him to fight, so Tarashi is still pretty mysterious. And then Faye remembers one more thing which is extremely interesting and actually grabs Lolong's attention. The name Tarashi also belongs to an infamous hitman based out of China. And in this chapter we also had Mutaba mention he wanted to see his match, so I'm guessing his is referring to Tarashi as well. So maybe Mutaba is aware of Tarashi or knows him or something interesting like that, which would be cool to see more of as this fight goes on. We cut back to the two fighters and get their heights and weights, starting with Clown Boy. His height is 195 centimeters and his weight 116 kilograms. And then Tarashi's size, 204 centimeters, which makes him one of the tallest characters in the series, and his weight 97 kilograms, showing that he is very lanky and one of the skinnier characters or lighter characters in the series for his insane height. And we have him, you know, just chilling there, putting his hand out, or calling Crackhead Energy Clown Boy an interesting creature, which is very true. And then the fight begins with Okubo being the first one to sprint off and land, as we see here, a direct hit on Tarashi's face or where his mask is. So maybe next chapter we'll see Tarashi's mask fall off, or maybe his mask is like very hard and hurts Okubo's hand or something like that, which would be pretty interesting. But yeah, that is the end of the chapter, and yep, very hype all around. My prediction was right. Tarashi vs Okubo is the current fighters. Tarashi even more mysterious than ever. It is still possible that he's the Tiger Vessel, but I doubt it. I'm still on the train of Faye being the Tiger Vessel. We got to see our boy Mutaba again, the end or the complete end between Lu Dongchen in Nikaido Ren, Clown, Crackhead Energy, Okubo at its fullest, and Tarashi finally getting some reveal, which is pretty hype. And no, I don't think Tarashi is Nezu, considering Nezu is like 20 centimeters taller than Tarashi, and he was a renowned champion of the same organization as Tarashi. So I doubt they would actually be the same person if they were part of the same organization. But yep, that should be everything for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. As always, shout out to the mad lads who support the channel via the Patreon. That's it, guys. Peace.